How's it going, guys? Hope y'all are doing great. This is Vlog coming to you with this video. Now, I'm not sure if most of you or all of you has been paying attention to the internet, but it is my greatest regret to officially announce this news that our hero, one of the most manga anime creator, Akira Toriyama, has passed away at age 68. His passing was on March 1st, but the announcement of it officially was made yesterday. Now, even though I posted this in my community tab yesterday, I still was unsure. I still wasn't totally sure because it took me by surprise. I was in shock about this. I even went on to go read other articles just to make sure that it wasn't a hoax. But to my greatest surprise, ladies and gentlemen, it is as real as it could get. And it is sad because Dragon Ball in its entirety has shaped our life. It has impacted our life in a great positive way. In some way, shape, or form, each and every one of us has gone through trials and tribulations, and Dragon Ball helped you get out of that situation or find a better way to deal with the situation. Now, this man has given us his work for a good 45 years. For 45 years, this man has been out there giving us his best, his absolute best work. Personally, I started watching Dragon Ball when I was a kid. Dragon Ball was the first anime that I was introduced to. Dragon Ball has helped shape me to the man that I am. It got me into fitness. It got me into martial art. Now, Bruce Lee as well helped get me into martial art as well, but Dragon Ball also impacted my decision getting into fitness, getting into martial arts, and maintaining my physique to the way it is today. I still have a lot of room to grow. I'm not there yet. I'm not perfect, but I would say that I am in perfect process with my fitness, with my martial art training, and I gotta thank Akira Toriyama for having the mind, for having the mentality, for having the gift to put such a work out there that impacted me in a positive way. And not just me, each and every one of you guys that are watching this video, Dragon Ball has definitely impacted your life in some way, shape, or form. And there's always this speculation. Is Dragon Ball one of the big three? Because it's always One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Bleach. And there's always a struggle between Dragon Ball and other animes, or there's always a struggle if Dragon Ball is part of the big three, because it's always four of them, but which one comes to third? You know, there's always a speculation that is Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. And some will say it is One Piece, Dragon Ball, and Naruto. There's always a speculation about it. But I got to say that Dragon Ball is my favorite anime. I don't have to say too much, actually, simply because my most viewed video on this channel is Dragon Ball video, right? Is Dragon Ball video. My passion towards Dragon Ball in its entirety, it is unwavering. It cannot be matched by any other anime out there. And that's me talking, that's me saying this because it was the first anime that I was introduced to. I've always been a fan. I've always loved Dragon Ball so much to the point that I even have its poster on my wall. I talk about it with my friends. It is just part of my day-to-day living. And due to the fact that I said before that it got me into fitness, it got me into martial arts. As I live and breathe, I breathe Dragon Ball. I breathe Goku's character, his mentality, because each time Goku has always gone through situations, no matter how deep, no matter how big, no matter how horrendous the situation is, Goku always says that there's always that chance. There's always that slightest of hope. There's always that light at the end of the tunnel. And watching Goku's character has helped me in my daily and trials and tribulations situations. And for you guys as well that are watching, there has been moments where you've gone through situations. There has been moments where you've gone through hard times. There has been moments where you don't know how you're gonna handle this. Watching Dragon Ball, watching Dragon Ball Z helped you cope during those moments. I am one of those people, and that is simply true. Now, with this man's passing, I just hope that his team, his people, his family will keep his work alive, and us who are his fans, who has been impacted greatly of his work in a positive, great way, will also keep his work alive. Okay? Now, Dragon Ball, the first Dragon Ball was released. Let me give a little more information and give you guys more for coming to this channel. You know what I mean? Because this, let me do this. I would like to give you guys more for your money for coming to this channel. This is in memory of Akira Toriyama, and I want to take my time to share his work and to bring it to your attention on how his legacy has grown from just Dragon Ball to where it is today. So I know, and again, Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball franchise is not the only work Akira Toriyama has done. He has done other works too, aside from Dragon Ball's franchise. But Dragon Ball franchise is the most remembered, is the famous one. It's what literally the bloodline, the blood life of his work. No matter where you go in the world, right? You talk about Dragon Ball, everybody knows about Dragon Ball. No matter where you go, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in the West, whether you're in the East, whether you're in the South, it doesn't matter where you go. Dragon Ball is worldly known. The first Dragon Ball came out 1986 all the way to 1989. That was the first original Dragon Ball. Watching Kid Goku, watching him as a young Saiyan, a kid Saiyan, a baby Saiyan, growing up, developing himself, developing his martial art abilities, meditating, taking on Red Ribbon Army, right? It was a great joy to see. And Dragon Ball movie, 1986 to 1996 as well. And then comes Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, which helped pump the franchise to the next level from 1989 to 1996. Dragon Ball Z. And it continues. Then here comes Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball GT was from 1996 to 1997. Dragon Ball GT happens to have overall 64 episodes. Dragon Ball Z had 291 episodes. Dragon Ball, the very first Dragon Ball that I was introduced to, had 153 episodes, right? Let's continue. And I think they remade Dragon Ball Z. They called it Dragon Ball Kai, where they kind of modified the animation a little bit, changed a couple of stuff, minor things, just to make it, give it that crisp look. It was from 2009 to 2011. And the Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, was from 2014 to 2015. And then after that, they went into a hiatus. After Dragon Ball Z ended, they went into a hiatus, of course. Uh, you know, and each and every one of us fans were like, are we ever gonna see Dragon Ball once again? Are we ever gonna relive Dragon Ball, the continuation of Dragon Ball? And they, all of a sudden, they announced getting movies, or Dragon Ball is gonna get its movie, or a new movie, the Battle of Gods, Revival of Elf, Broly movie, right? And the last work that I also participated in, because I have been, you guys that have been watching me for a while, for about 3-4 years now, I have been in the middle. I have participated on each and every Dragon Ball video, whether if it is the series, whether if it is the movies, right? The last movie that I reacted to was Dragon Ball Superhero, which was amazing, even though they did it with CGI, but still it does not change the fact that the storyline, the Dragon Ball, the character developments was still as crisp as possible. Most of you guys don't like CGI, but when it comes to Dragon Ball, anything Dragon Ball and anything Akira Toriyama put his lifeline into, put his work into, put his hands on, he always comes out on top. Dragon Ball Super, the internet almost split into two when we heard that there's gonna be a continuation on Dragon Ball, and the next chapter, it's gonna be called Dragon Ball Super. The internet almost split into two, because each and every one of us has now grown enough and has matured enough to remember Dragon Ball Z, to remember the first Dragon Ball, and to know that this is going to be quite a show. This is going to be quite a ride. Dragon Ball Super from 2015 to 2018 with 131 episodes. Okay? With 131 episodes. And I don't think that would be the end of it still, because I hear that the manga on Dragon Ball Super continued. So whether we're going to get a new series or a continuation on Dragon Ball Super, that I do not know, due to the fact that Akira Toriyama has passed away. I just hope that his team will continue the mantle, will take up the mantle and keep his work alive. And also, we, the fans, also have a job, also have a responsibility to continue to keep this man's job, his legacy alive. And let's not forget Super Dragon Ball Heroes. For you guys that still pay attention to that series, Dragon Ball has always been part of my life. He has always I've always enjoyed watching Dragon Ball, and I got to say that instead of being sad about this news, I will be glad, because I got to know Akira Toriyama, not personally, but I got to know him through his work, and his work has shaped the internet, it has shaped the world, it has shaped me or helped shape me to the man I am today. And for that, sir, I thank you and I say, Arigato, Akira Toriyama. Arigato gozaimasu, and thank you. And may your soul rest in peace. My condolences to his family, my condolences to his people. And I hope that instead of crying and being sad, let's keep his legacy alive. And to that, I say, stay safe, keep on keeping on. See you in the next video.